Hey everybody, thanks for joining us for another episode of the Total Divas After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. Tonight we're going to follow the Runaway Bride, Lana, to Bulgaria. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Great request, TK.
Oh, what?
With the dance lights.
Oh. I love this song. Oh, gosh. All right, that's it, guys. We'll see you later. Next week.
Oh, my goodness. Too bad we can't dance to this. We got a show to do. Guys, we're super excited you're all back here joining us for another episode of the Total Divas After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. The whole gang is back, and we're in the glam studio, as I call it, if anybody's watching on YouTube. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure to like us. And also on iTunes, go ahead and give us that 5-star. What am I talking about for? It's getting a little late here. I'm getting a little loopy. Guys, it's Megan Stecher. I'm so happy you're all joining us. And the whole panel's here. Introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Anissa Barr. You guys can follow me on all social media at Anissa Barr. I love interacting with everybody, and it's going to be a good show. I really enjoyed this episode.
Hey, guys. My name is TK Trindad. You can find me on everything at TK Trindad.
I'm Bill Hanstock. You can find me on everything at Sundown Motel.
Made me change my life ever since you met me in Keys of the Bentley. Sorry, I'm reliving my young party girl days. Okay,
This
well,
is what
we're
people
gonna...
come to the show for. Is karaoke.
We should have that.
We should definitely have that. Like the last episode of the season, we should have like Total
Karaoke.
Divas karaoke.
Okay.
That would be
I can
fun.
only imagine the comments.
Oh my god,
Oh,
I
boy.
know. I cannot sing.
I'll have to hold it down then.
Yes, you're a good singer.
I mean, I sing.
You're a good karaoke person.
Yes, I'm a great karaoke person.
Nice. My mom says that I can't even carry a tune in a basket.
Ooh.
That's mean. And coming from my mom, that says a lot. Anyways, let's talk about the lovely ladies of this show. About 3 storylines running for us tonight. Lana's wedding. Nikki deciding between a comeback and maybe a Dancing with the Stars run. And Eva's concerns over her dad's health, which we're kind of revisiting, has been a running theme with her and her family over the years as we've been following her on this show. Tonight we kicked off on the Teen Choice Awards red carpet with John and the Bella twins. Was that Kathy's voice I heard?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to mention that, too.
Okay, yeah. And I wasn't sure if she was, like, really there or if they needed her to dub her voice in.
No, they generally, like, when they do, like, Total Divas stuff and they do WWE red carpet stuff, they usually send, like, Kathy there, too.
Okay, cool.
Just to, like, have their own in-house, like, interviewer.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay,
I noticed
cool.
they do that, too, with, like, other special events as well.
She was at the
That's awesome.
ESPYs when I was there.
Okay,
Yeah.
very cool. But normally, is she headquartered in
She works out
Connecticut?
of Stanford, yeah.
Stanford? Okay. Whew, very far away. It's nice to come to LA for that red carpet stuff, then.
Yeah.
Okay, Rusev and Lana land in Bulgaria for their wedding. Lana's in great spirits.
Oh.
I have to say, I really enjoyed Lana's concept of bridal pre-wedding bridal outfits tonight. It was a lot.
I mean, she has a body. Why not? Shoot.
Yeah.
I'm very jealous of that body.
We're all
Who
jealous
isn't?
of that.
Rusev also said, let her know that she needs to drop it with saying that her sister is the maid of honor because the way they do it over there is he chooses his best man and the best man's wife is going to be her maid of honor.
And actually, I don't think he ever said that he was the one who chose it. Like, it might have been chosen by his family.
Oh, okay.
Because wasn't
It's
his
gonna be
mom
his
taking
daughter.
over?
Yeah, his mom.
Yeah.
So
was
the
running the
mother
show.
could have probably run.
Yeah.
I did get such a kick out of tonight. Him constantly being into the traditions, but not really knowing the tradition, like not knowing what was going to happen himself.
Yeah. I think what his problem, well, not his problem is, but I think his personality is just such a laid-back personality. So it's like, oh, it's just some traditions, just go with the flow. And I think with Lana, like her personality is just that, where the thing she should have done is just Googled it. or call his mom. Like one of the two where, then she kind of knows, so obviously storyline and all that good stuff. But
Well, she was blaming him for stuff, but it's like she could have done her due diligence and just asked people ahead of time, like on the way to the place, like, so what's this going to be?
Yeah. Or just Google Orthodox Greek wedding. Was it an Orthodox Greek? Or
Orthodox Greek.
Orthodox Greek wedding.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the culture clash portion of it because it's like you don't know what to expect and it is a little scary. I think for him growing up there, it's like, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
These are my people.
Also, like, well, I mean, so not to like crap on like Lana's agency or anything, but like she very specifically had like her dream wedding in Malibu and like got everything that she wanted. So it was a little bit weird that she like couldn't be chill like for a single second about like, oh, there's some water on my face, like. But what was really hilarious to me was that like they played that scene like it was a horror movie. Like they could have just put like slide whistle and trombone in the background, but instead it was like this creepy like sinister music.
Gosh. Well, I mean, if you're not familiar with, because Christianity and Catholicism and all the other isms and all this, like everybody has their traditions.
Sure.
So if you're not familiar with that, and Rusev, it's just a little bit of water. So you have some churches where they just sprinkle you and you're good. Yeah. And this guy's pretty much slathering her. That's already an invasion of privacy, and she wasn't warned. She had a full face of makeup that was that was falling off. So that whole scenario would definitely make anybody uncomfortable. So,
but I also thought it was interesting because I mean storyline and everything, but like her parents are like missionaries / like pastors, so it's like you would think if anyone would be like, oh yeah, let's be respectful of another religion, it would be
right. Did they mention that she got baptized? Was it?
Yeah, she got baptized.
She got baptized. I'm with her. I'd be a little upset too.
Yeah, it's just you just have to. She should have researched it after she asked him 5 times or how many times. And again, she's marrying him and she's engaged, and so you kind of know the person's personality. I would hope before you marry them. So she should have known that he's not really bothered by a lot of stuff.
He also said like with her maid of honor. He goes like, did you tell her? Did you tell her? And like she was like looking at him, and she was like, uh-oh. Yeah. And then she's like, oh my gosh. Yeah. And then cutting her hair. Like, I thought that was an extension.
It was.
Yeah. But you pay, that's a lot of money for those extensions. But what got me too is his best friend in the behind him was like, it was tradition, and at least Rusev had enough sense to shut him up. Yeah. Because then that would have been a whole other issue.
I loved that.
I think Rusev, like my boyfriend is like Rusev in that if he thinks I'm going to get upset about something or worked up or like run my mouth about something or disagree or not want to go or what have you, he won't tell me what's going to happen. So this happens more often than not with like going out to dinner. He'll be like, oh, we're meeting my one buddy, Trevor.
Right.
And then 6 people are there. And I'm like, what? I don't know any of these people. Who am I going to talk to? And he just loves like springing things on me. And I'm like, wow, how could you not tell me? He's like, because I knew you'd get upset. Yeah. I think that's exactly what goes on with Rusev and Lana.
It's just like, I'm going to get it either way. So I might as well just, not hear it before and prep myself. Yeah.
We take a visit back to Eva's house, and her dad has had knee replacement surgery, and that close-up of that scar was a little much for me.
So actually, okay, I don't want to say I could relate to the scar. Well, I could relate to the scar, but like that's how it is when you come out of surgery. Speaking for myself, because I had multiple open heart surgeries, and
oh my gosh,
yeah. So that's how it that's like a fresh wound, and with that looking like that, I was a little surprised because it's also known as like a cartilage, like not cartilage, but like so when you get out of surgery and stuff, that turns out. But also surprised it wasn't like scabby as well, because when I had my surgery, it was very scabby, but also looked like that too.
Yeah.
So for that, I'm just like, oh, okay, but yeah, knee surgery, hey.
Good for him, I guess. It's just painful.
Yeah.
But I love how Eva went and it's kind of one of those situations where when you're ready to do anything or diet or whatever, like you're ready. But when somebody tries to force it on you, that's the most annoying thing in the world. But you want the best for that person. So Eva decides to go and, clear out the closet. Throw out the leftovers.
Yeah.
that her mom just made. It's not even leftover. It's not even a day. Like, she could have at least waited a day and tried to sneak it. She just...
I could have had some of that.
Well, the most important part of the Eva stuff is that Jonathan and his deep V's are back. And
I mean,
well, we really only got like 2 deep V's, and then he had like a scoop. Like he had the second shirt we saw him in was like a high crew neck, but he had cut like everything out of it. It was it was like
ventilation.
It was like he either has to have the deep V or the opposite of a deep V.
where did he get? So the tank he was
top.
wearing with her on it. Was she holding a rope?
Yeah, she's like hanging onto a rope like a pinup.
Okay.
Pinup shot. He's worn that shirt before, and I've tweeted at them like, "Where can I get that shirt?"
Right.
But I have not received any answers yet. But I need to know because I need that tank top.
They probably like printed it themselves.
I'm sure
Yeah,
they did. They went to the
feeling that.
Shirtique at the mall.
Yeah.
But you think it's like, if you're going to buy them, means it's a business.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I loved the shrine to her in her childhood bedroom.
Oh, yeah.
That was classic.
Yeah.
There's like a cute like soccer picture of her. Then there's like this big picture of her like in lingerie. I'm just like, oh, that's nice.
I mean,
I think
her parents are
it's
comfortable with it. so-
her mom's like, this is a great picture of my daughter that I should definitely hang up.
Yeah,
to that.
why not?
Well, I mean, come on, look at her wedding dress too.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
That's true.
She... R.I.P. Eva.
Oh, bless her.
Not yet.
Not
There's
yet,
still
not
several
yet.
more episodes.
Well, I know, but... Well,
We have to
yes.
mentally prepare ourselves
Yeah.
at some point, I guess.
Yeah.
Not ready to let go of the deep V's.
Montserrat Yaldine in the chat says she could have donated that food. That's a great point.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, not the leftovers. You can't donate leftovers.
I mean,
There's some homeless
it
people
is
that
California. There's a lot of homeless people.
Yeah.
There are a lot of. I mean, you could walk outside and give it to a homeless
Yeah.
person,
Yeah.
but there's no like shelter that will be like, oh yeah, no, we'll take this home cooked food in an open container.
I agree.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
That's
with
some
you there.
bacteria issues.
Nikki and Bree are shooting. They actually were shooting in this episode where we saw them the muscle and fitness cover that they did, and they looked amazing.
Gorgeous.
Because it turns out Bree was pregnant during that shoot. So
Really?
who would have thought her abs were still all rocking and
Yeah.
popping, and I aspire to those abs.
I mean, if Serena can win a championship and
That's
pregnant,
right.
Pregnant.
then anything,
Yeah.
anything is possible.
so wild, the things we're learning this week. But Nikki during the shoot gets Dancing with the Stars email offer, so she is so pumped. She's so excited that she and Bree start doing a little ballroom dancing right away, which I thought was super cute. I just want to take a temperature of the room. Do you guys think she'll eventually do Dancing with the Stars?
I think she will.
Well, Dancing with the Stars is kind of fickle. Like, it's one of those situations because there's been a lot of celebrities who want to be on the show and they'll campaign on Twitter and they'll have their fans, and that will turn Dancing with the Stars off. So it just kind of, it's one of those scenarios where, you know, I think she will if she gets the opportunity, but Dancing with the Stars might have felt like it was a slap in the face. So I think she will, but who knows if she'll get that opportunity to do it again. But
That's a good point.
I think she's destined to do something after she retires. She
Oh, for
definitely has
sure.
the personality.
And she's like quasi-retired right now,
Yeah.
so I mean, yeah, I think that there's probably a good chance
Yeah.
that she'll end up there at some point, or one of the Bellas.
And she has a good relationship with E, so I'm sure she's going to...
That would be a great storyline on a future Total Bellas, is if Bree ended up getting that.
Ooh.
That might be a problem.
Yeah,
I'm the smarter one.
they should put both of the Bellas on Dancing with the Stars.
Because they like to compete against each
Right.
other.
That
so
would be great. What a great idea. Dancing with the Stars. I think she totally would do it. And I think that she's going to make such a big deal out of, she just wants a showbiz career. So
Right.
she's going to keep doing Total Bellas. She's going to make a big deal out of her marriage to John and probably
That's going to be
heat
huge.
right after
Yeah.
their wedding. Maybe that'll be the perfect time for the next season of Dancing with the Stars.
Or the next season of Nikki pregnant.
Yeah.
Well, I think she's going to do as much
You don't
as
think that's
possible.
going to happen?
I think
I
she'll
don't know.
start
I honestly
Oh.
don't know.
filming movies.
I think it's going to happen.
I think like it's so crazy to think about like what they're gonna do, because John and Nikki getting married is like so much bigger than the show. Like, are they gonna do a live episode? They're gonna put it on pay-per-view,
Right, I was
on the
thinking of
network?
that. I was thinking of that because remember when like Vince wanted to do like Stephanie McMahon and Triple H like wedding on pay-per-view, but like they turned it down. So I was thinking, maybe they could do that.
I think they'll do like almost like how they did the Total Bellas, like a lead up because obviously
A whole season
yeah,
on the
obviously there's
wedding.
going to be some issues with the dress, the bridesmaid.
Sure.
You know, Bree's going to be doing something she doesn't want to wear, the push-up bra. There's going to be this whole. And I would watch it.
Yeah,
I'm already
yeah.
excited the fact that she's going to make Bree try to make a.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
season 2 of Total Divas is probably going to be like the lead up to the engagement, and then season 3 probably the wedding.
That's funny that you mentioned that too, TK, because she's already posting looking at bridal. Like she went to like that bridal show, so she's already looking at dresses.
Yeah. So, and then some baby wear.
Oh, Nikki's been looking at dresses for like 6 years.
Oh yeah, she already had the dress in
Yeah.
mind. She's just
Right.
looking to see if she can get the
She has-
price.
She's the latest
Yeah,
model.
yeah.
Nikki's not paying for that dress.
Oh no.
Oh no.
She's not paying for anything.
Well,
Kind
yeah.
of perfect timing because it was a whole bridal week, like bridal fashion week in New York, and it was kind of perfect
Yeah.
timing right after the engagement.
Weird.
Come on, guys.
Interesting. I wonder if cameras for Total Bellas followed
It's
her.
almost like this is rigged.
While Lana is getting just a touch back on Lana's christening at the Greek Orthodox Church, I do think she did this because probably to get married in the church in the coming days, she had to be christened Greek Orthodox.
It's just like
so
somebody.
I'm sure that's part of it.
I believe somebody is Jewish. If one party's Jewish, the person has to take the whole Jewish stuff before that can happen too. So.
It's
So-
not that easy.
Well, I'm not saying I'm not saying you throw some water.
No,
Like I know
I-
they have to go to classes and
Oh.
like, you know, they have to do the whole. I believe Ivana Trump had to do that because she's. her
Yeah, she
husband's
can
Jewish.
fully
She
convert it.
she
Yeah.
converted.
So with doing that, does that mean that you're now that religion?
yeah,
Yeah.
They're.
Oh.
Yeah, you're Jewish.
So she fully converted, and not just for the marriage. Like she celebrates the religion with her husband and like tweets about it. And
Okay.
in that vein, Lana's mom steps in while Lana is throwing this fit in the middle of her christening ceremony and says, you know, just go with it. There's a bigger meaning here.
Right.
Which I thought from a missionary Christian woman was like such a wonderful thing. Like it made me be like, oh yeah, Lana is really freaking out here,
Yeah.
like over
First world problems.
yeah, she's really freaking out here. I mean, I kind of feel like she was just worried about her hair and makeup when I think about it.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, think of yourself. You have a good day, and it looks like Lana has a good day almost every day. You know, you have a banging body, your makeup's done, your hair's done, you're getting married to the man that you love, and now somebody's throwing water on you,
Yeah.
and you weren't fully prepared for that. You know what I'm saying? It's
I
you go-
can see how it's jarring because
Yeah.
also she didn't know everything that he's saying, so
Exactly.
I can see how she got a little
Yeah.
nervous.
It's like if you're going to a theme park, or you're going somewhere, or your boyfriend says we're going out, you dress really nice, and you turn out to be going to Disneyland and you're in heels. You would not be happy.
I do think this also speaks to the very high quality of makeup that Lana uses. That the dude was like splashing her and like rubbing her and like
nothing was out of place.
Blender ball. Blender ball.
I gotta figure what that is.
It's a little sponge
it's like the
thing.
sponge that's
Yeah.
a ball. Yeah.
See? You know everything.
My wife's really into makeup.
Oh, the foundation.
have
thing.
it.
Yeah, so
Oh, I
you
have
put
that.
you put your foundation on, and then you use the blender ball so it kind of goes into your pores, and then it looks more natural, but it's hard to
Come off,
best
yeah.
investment.
Even
best
her eye
investment.
makeup wasn't coming
No,
off.
no
I was
mascara.
surprised.
No,
Nothing.
nothing.
Because
She
even
tried
like
it waterproof.
because last week every other scene Renee's mascara was like because of all the swimming that
Yeah.
she was doing.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
She's probably wearing lashes too. Then you don't wear the mascara.
Yeah. Or like you know how like they have the spray.
Oh yeah, Lana was for
that
sure
they
wearing
spray
lashes.
the
Yeah,
face
you
with.
get the individual lashes. Those are like best investment ever.
Can I ask about Lana? This week was the third week they've done a teaser video about her coming to wrestling, and she still has not come to wrestling.
And she never will. I don't know.
Soon.
How
She's
long are we
just-
gonna have to wait?
Well, last week she did some NXT house shows,
Okay.
and they did put out the video. Like,
Yeah.
there's like fan videos of like the stuff she did at NXT.
How's she
so-
looking?
Fine.
Yeah. And they teased it on SmackDown that she's coming to SmackDown. So they did a little dance tease that she's gonna be going.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if she's gonna. It's almost like a Eva thing where she's gonna be going, but she never really gets off the
hope
finish
not.
line because that would be really annoying.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, the difference is that was like Eva Marie's storyline. is
Right.
That she doesn't want to wrestle. So.
Yeah.
And now her hair is brown on Twitter.
So sad. All brown everything.
Is her top falling off the very last time she ever was in the ring on TV?
I think there was one more.
Yeah.
There was like one more
Yeah.
running away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang it, Eva.
Oh, AJ says we don't need her.
Aw.
We definitely need her.
We need her for divas. I don't think she doesn't need to be wrestling.
Like her, the Bellas, and Natalya are like the constant for Total Divas. Like that's it. Like that's the through line.
Yeah, but the thing is about Natalya, we know is she still with TJ? Like I don't.
She is still with TJ. They've made the decision to keep TJ off TV because WWE doesn't really want to acknowledge what has happened with TJ like publicly.
Oh.
And they don't want us to all be bummed out about it all the time.
Right.
Are you not familiar with what happened?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Oh.
So TJ suffered a career-ending injury over a year ago. He almost died. Like he came very close to dying. They did something about it on the show.
Right.
But he's like still technically employed by WWE, but he's never coming back.
But it was because of the injury, not something. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Just they don't want to show that aspect of like I'm like learning to like have a life without wrestling.
That transition after being an athlete sucks balls.
And you know what they should do is like give him a job like at the performance center.
They will at some point,
Once
I'm sure. Yeah.
I think they're waiting for like it depends on where you are, but if you've been doing something for such a long time, the mental transition,
But this happened 2 years ago.
Sometimes it takes people 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
Because this is all he's ever done.
Yeah.
Like, since he was like 10 or 12 years old.
Yeah.
Like this is his life.
Yeah, that's all you know, and that's all you like. I still define myself as an athlete, and I'm retired for a long period of time. But that's I still compete. I'm at Orange Theory competing with people.
Oh,
like
okay.
that's my mindset. So it's just like when you take that away, especially with an injury, like you can't do anything close to that anymore. It's making me. It's a whole nother thing. So yeah. So hopefully I heard that, but I didn't know if there was anything else behind that.
She kind of mentions it too at, when you listen to Lillian Garcia's podcast. She kind of brings that up a little bit.
Sure.
I miss TJ on this show.
He is the best.
Yeah.
But speaking of recovering, Eva visits Dad with Jonathan and a bag full of like some Whole Foods produce, and they're gonna make him a raw food treatment for cancer. Which is like she's reading it right off her phone, and they got the recipe and they're gonna make the green juice. You can tell they didn't even throw like an apple in to make it sweet or anything, because everyone was like, "Oh no!" It's probably like when you take a shot of wheatgrass and it just tastes like straight up grass and dirt.
Yeah, I don't know. I think with hopefully he'll come to that point where he's gonna do it himself. But I know a lot of people, their fathers have kind of either went through something and they're just still smoking or still doing. They're just not ready. So I don't know. Hopefully everything goes well. But I love him. He's hilarious.
Oh yeah. Oh,
and I think Jonathan had a good point tonight where he said like you're being bullish, and when you're an older person and you're stuck in your ways, like, you're gonna have to change it for yourself or it won't change.
Yeah.
And I totally agreed with him at that point. But looking for cigarettes in the underwear drawer was a funny moment.
Oh, Eva.
And then investigating on if he is still smoking, and then they find out that he is by finding a cigarette butt in their backyard.
Yeah.
But I still think that was planned, storyline-wise.
Well, we have to
But you never know.
create stuff. But it is, I don't know, I like this. I think they like the aspect of, the reality, but you still put in the sports aspect, so it doesn't seem, it's not, how you have like that guilty TV that you don't want to admit to anybody that you watch. This is not as bad. It's like, oh, they're actually, working and being active, and they're pretty. So, makes sense for me.
What did everyone think of once Trin and Natty arrived to be bridesmaids, supposedly, hopefully, in the wedding with the driver speaking complete other language to them, when apparently he knew English.
Right. Just the way like their faces too, and like her is John, right? That John. He's like looking at the just the way his like face expressions, like he's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like I just started laughing so hard, and then I was like, "So do you speak English?" Yeah. We're just like, what?
But it's so it's so
funny.
weird because why wouldn't he speak English to John? When he clearly could see, like you're saying, like you can't understand anything that he's saying. However, it might be interesting that he might be so excited. Like when I went to, when you go to places where there's not a lot of, people of different colors, people kind of go off in their whole excitement phase or hatred, depending on which side you're on. But I think maybe he was just, just excited to see something different, somebody different. And John's like, oh, whatever. But I love John and Trent. They're just awesome. They need to show them more.
Yeah.
They don't show them enough.
We need a lot more John on the
Yeah.
show for sure.
Yeah.
They don't show them. They don't show them off. And I believe there was one season where Naomi wasn't even on.
Yeah.
And Alicia was there. Alicia's
I miss Foxy.
yeah,
But
Yeah.
she's good too.
I kind of want, because I'm pretty sure we're not going to get Paige back next season.
Yeah, R.I.P. Paige.
So
too.
I'd like to get like Foxy back, like Sans Paige, because
Yeah.
like that might be a good dynamic, because like Foxy and Paige were sort of like enablers of one another,
Yeah.
and like they just sort of like both like let their crazy hang out when they're around each other. But Foxy's so great.
Yeah.
I just want to see more of her.
She had a good storyline too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And then Summer was pretty when she slapped Natty.
That was great. I loved that season. How they hated each other
Yeah.
and they were going at it all the time.
Yeah,
That
I
was
don't know.
great.
I wonder if do they ask them, like, do some people say no, or do they just see how the ratings go with each diva, or like how do they decide who's gonna?
Pretty sure
do
some
what?
people say no.
Yeah, because I remember I was listening to like AJ Lee. She was doing a podcast, and they asked her, and she's like, "No, no," and then they just like acted weird towards her
Yeah.
after.
She seems like a
said
very
no.
private person, though.
Yeah.
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 I think that they think about like who do we have under contract and who like how might this person be on the show. If they think that they'll be a good fit, they ask them.
Right.
And it's such a good opportunity that I think very few people turn it down.
Right. And I feel like they test them out too.
Yeah.
Everything, and then like if they're good, they stick it. You know.
Kyle says Naomi and Jimmy. Isn't it John or is it Jimmy?
John.
Yeah. Oh, she said Jimmy, but John. They should get their own show. So I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be enough content, but they definitely need more time. I don't know if they can fill up a whole show. Maybe they do John's family with Naomi.
That'd be awesome. Well, they've done that a lot because like Tamina shows up a lot.
Yeah.
And
I
the
think
other Uso.
that might be a good dynamic. Like if they do that whole
Like
That would
family,
be great.
that would be
Yeah.
great. Yeah, that would be good.
And there's so many
Yeah.
many people in that family that would be
Everyone's like
really
related
cool.
to everybody
Yeah.
for somehow. you
Yeah,
know?
that would be a good show. But
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I think
That should be the
maybe-
next spinoff. Well,
documented.
the next spinoff should be Rusev and Lana, but then after that,
Well, Rusev pretty much rolling his eyes, and then Lana complaining that she doesn't get her way.
Miz and
then
Maurice would be
eventually-
a good spinoff too.
Oh yeah, the gun. Oh, yeah, I like them. They're good too. Yeah,
Seems
maybe
like
it's
we're
in touch
getting
with
like
them.
bigger chunks of everyone per episode, but everyone's not showing up in every episode.
Yeah.
A lot right now.
Yeah. I feel
And
like,
we barely got like Nikki's storyline wasn't like anything in this
Yeah.
episode. It's
No.
like 3 scenes or something.
yeah.
She and John sat down to talk, and it looked to me like a scene from Bella's where he was like dressed to the nines. They're gonna sit outside and have their fireside chat, like his rules. Like it was so funny. I'm like, why is he in a full blown suit and tie to just
Sometimes
talk
it's
about?
good to get dressed up. I
True.
think it's a lost art. I think a lot of people
It's
don't
true.
do that
They
anymore.
really have their ceremonies around their day and their schedule. I'll tell you.
He was probably just getting back from somewhere.
Yeah.
He's probably like
Yeah.
out doing like Today's Show or whatever. And flew back.
that, or they were like doubling up filming something else. Who knows? I
Possible.
don't know. Apparently, he
Yeah.
has like 700 suits. Remember that
Yeah.
episode of Total Divas from, was it last season or 2 seasons ago? And he was like, I got some custom suits made. And he got like 300 made or something
Right.
crazy.
They were all the same.
Nothing better than a custom suit.
They're all those clown suits that they wear.
I think it's funny with John. I think he's learned her personality and her with him as well, but more his. Like he's learned her personality where he's like he gives his advice, then he kind of lets, because then she kind of goes back and forth, and then she wants to talk to him, but I don't think he's really listening because he's already given his advice, and then she eventually figures it out and then comes back to him, and he doesn't say I told you so. He just like, oh, like, I feel like that's the nature of the relationship where he's just like, okay, she's eventually gonna get it. She's not a dumb girl, but she needs to go through her process. So I'm gonna just let her go through her process and pretend I'm listening, but I'm really not, and then eventually she's gonna come back and I'm right, and I have the satisfaction of knowing that I'm right, but I'm not gonna let her know because that will be a whole nother issue.
Also his comparison of like her situation and his situation was like exactly the same, but he was like telling her like don't do the thing I did.
Yeah.
Because he's like, well, it's like when I have my Fox show and you know I have to concentrate on that. Like he literally did the Fox show while he was recovering from injury, and she wants to go do a show while she's recovering from injury, and he's like, you can't do both like I do both.
See, that really bothered me. Like, I'm gonna back Nikki Bella up on this one, and I think
Yeah.
that if she wants to do that, just let her do that.
Right.
And if she's able to balance to do that, that's totally fine. She could be in a part-time contract. They have that. And I think
Well, it's not even that. If Nikki wanted to go on Dancing with the Stars, WWE would be they'd be like, go, take 2 months.
Right. But
Please be on Dancing with the Stars for us.
But the fact that I feel like he kind of like put her down by saying, well, you can't be me. But it's like, well, what am I supposed to do?
Well, I think the difference between that, have you seen the show? That show that he had on Fox I loved it.
Yeah,
I signed up.
American Grit.
Oh my God, I signed up for it. So pick me next time. But anyways, that show, he didn't do anything. He was just pretty much telling everybody, listening to their stories.
That's fair.
So he wasn't really doing much. Nikki, she would be training for like 6 hours, and she's not. She looks great for her age, but she's not 19. She just had a major surgery, so she's taking a chance with. Say if they're doing the lifts, or say she's doing something and something affects her career and she still wants to be a wrestler, then, you have to pick which one. Like, if she was going to host something, I think they'd be all for it. But,
That's
doing
fair,
something so rigorous on your body.
I didn't think about the fact that John Cena wasn't repelling or doing the obstacles.
I know. I didn't know he was a host.
It was such a good show.
It's a good show, yeah.
My question, I think Nikki would have totally picked Dancing with the Stars over wrestling. It's like, oh, I can go do dancing. It's not as strenuous as getting body slammed in the ring all the time. And then I can have an even bigger comeback to wrestling because more people will know who I am.
Yeah. Right.
But what do you think it is that made her choose wrestling over? I mean, she's still too injured to do the dancing?
I think it'd just be rigorous on her body. I think if she wasn't injured, she would definitely do it, because you saw the stuff that she was doing in the ring, and you kind of think you think you're invincible until you get injured, and then you realize that you can't do, there's certain stuff that you can't do as much. And I think with that, I think it's also adrenaline rush. Some people get, hitting people or, bodies or all those tricks and all this stuff, but just wrestling in general might be something that, she gets an adrenaline rush from, and dancing, she's not sure how she's going to feel about it. So, almost go with the thing that and that you're passionate about, and then, if the opportunity presents itself.
I think it was for me, I think it's one of two possibilities. Either one, she wanted to fully concentrate on one thing instead of dividing her attention, or two, maybe it wasn't like all the way off her for Dancing with the Stars. Like,
maybe it's just like a storyline off her.
Maybe it's like you're in discussions for the preliminary.
Right.
Dancing with the Stars.
And would you be available?
Have you even seen her dance though?
No.
I just seen her do her thing when she comes out. Her entrance.
Like the two-step?
Yeah.
I think she'd be the type of contestant that, like, in the first 2 weeks, you're like, oof, she's worse than I thought. But by the third or fourth week, you're like, oh, she nailed it. She's really good at, the foxtrot or whatever.
I think that they might be, like, a little bit... I think she might be a little bit, like, stiff at first in dancing. But she moves well in the ring.
Right.
So, I mean, it's just a matter of learning a new skill set.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, if Tori Wilson can do it, Dancing with the Stars, might as well Nikki Bella.
I don't know. For some reason, I just don't.
I see her doing
the two-step, doing well with two-step.
I see her doing well for the fact that she's so used to long filming hours and long hours training. And that's all that it is.
Right.
So it's just working on something until you get it.
Get those dance. Good thing is Dancing with the Stars folks are not watching the show. They're gonna come for you. That's all. Ooh.
I mean, I don't know what they're doing over there, kicking off the best dancer and all kinds of. I don't even know.
No, it's. I hope to see. You know who I want to see, but I don't know if the transition would be good. Is Naomi. Because she has
Naomi would be,
she has a dancer background.
Also, Lana has a breakdancing and other like modern.
Yeah. So I mean, those would be good picks, but I don't know. Dancing with the Stars has a kind of.
It's actually kind of rare that the Bellas like, because I mean they might have been like cheerleaders or dancers at some point, but it's kind of rare for someone in WWE who's a woman to like not have some sort of dancing background. So.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ideas. Or like Alexa Bliss, because she has that
cheerleading background and gymnastics.
Yeah.
Joseph Boza mentioning in the chat that Stacy Keebler finished third.
Oh, yeah,
that's right.
Right.
She
had a dancing
legs.
Right.
Yeah.
She had those long
She's amazing.
legs.
Sorry, it was Stacy Keebler, not Tori
Wilson.
Wilson.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was thinking the whole time, who's Tori Wilson? But I didn't want to say anything.
No.
So I was like,
Should have.
And just to wrap up Eva's storyline, she and her dad have a chat about how worried she is about him, which this has happened many times on Total Divas. And she, of course, cries. And she just really wants him to retire and enjoy the end of his life. not meaning that his life is ending, but like it's time to settle down and just enjoy life as a retired person and enjoy, obviously he now has a grandchild and he's like, nope, I'm good. I'm going to retire when I'm ready.
Yeah.
I can't believe with the cancer he's had, he still wants to keep working.
Yeah, but the thing is, when people retire and they don't have a plan, they actually die earlier.
It's true.
So it's just kind of like, maybe if he wants to continue working, what's the problem?
Yeah.
And if he's a workaholic, then let him.
Yeah.
If he's not ready, he's not ready. And and personally, he looks like he's in great shape. And, to still be working, like, he doesn't look old enough where he can't do anything.
I mean, he seems like, I don't know, does anybody know what he does for a living?
I don't think so.
No idea.
It seems like he's that type, like, because he has such a great personality that he walks in, he pretty much shoots the breeze with everybody, maybe does his job for, not to say doesn't do it well, he doesn't do it well, but does his job well for about 3 or 4 hours, shoots it again, has that extended lunch.
For some reason, when I think of, like, when you say, like, what does he do for a living, like, my first thought was, like, he works for, like, a power company.
Yeah.
Like, he used to be, like, the guy out on the telephone pole, but now he's, like, in the office.
Yeah.
He reminds me of someone that would own, like, a big landscaping business. Like, he's the big boss overseeing, so many people. Yeah.
And he, like, now he pretty much talks.
Right.
Versus actually, like, doing
it.
Like,
Yeah.
he just seems like that person. Then
Yeah,
you
so,
have that
like,
connection.
retiring isn't really, like,
Yeah.
when you get to that point where, like, in your job where it's, like, the difference between retiring and going in is, like, negligible.
Yeah. It's like, I'm going to be talking to some people and signing some paperwork. That's, give me that job. I'll take it.
Like, I don't drive to the office. That's the difference.
So, we'll see.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for her dad. He seems like he's like, I'm good. You don't worry about me. I'm in charge of my stuff.
I'm going to have my smokes. I'm going to have my McDonald's.
He's like, I'm going to eat my lasagna and have my smokes. I'm good.
His bacon and eggs.
So far, he's still kicking it. Nikki passes on Dancing with the Stars because she wants to have a comeback. I don't know. I don't know where I am with what I'm being fed here. I don't know.
I see that point where she's like, when she mentions, like, I want to have a comeback, but I don't want to do it on Dancing with the Stars. I want to do it in the ring.
Right.
And I like that. I like that she said that because I totally agree. Like, if I was a wrestler, I wouldn't want to come back when I'm on a show. No offense to the show, but if I'm very passionate about what I'm doing, I want to do that as my comeback. And then maybe.
Or the storyline is she eventually gets the belt back and then she goes to Dance with the Stars.
Oh, there you go. Goes out as champion.
Because, John whispered in her ear as she was about to go into surgery, not only am I going to marry you, this is what else is going to happen. I want to wait until you.
We're going to have kids, but I just
Spoiled all of
that
it.
part.
Oh, he's so going to have kids.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm on the fence with it.
Because I like, that's like one of the things that I actually take John Cena at face value at, because he spends so much of his time, like, so many of the days of his life are spent, like, trying to make dying children happy, that, like, and that's what he, like, dedicates himself to. Like, it's such a badge of honor for him that he has the most wishes granted of anyone who's ever, like, worked with Make-A-Wish. And, like, he spends so much time around kids that are, like, ill and dying. Like, I imagine that he's like, I don't want to risk having my child be ill or be infirm or like be about to die. Like, I give myself to these children, and that's, like, the extent of what I'm prepared to do.
Well, not all of the Make-A-Wish kids are dying. I don't know if you know this, but I am actually part of the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and I was able to make a wish, do a wish, and I was, like, the early when I was, like, 10, and it's and, like, thinking about what he does and everything, it's just, like, really inspiring too. So,
it's really good to give back.
Give back to, and when I should have made a wish for a WWE superstar, because it's crazy how it came from when I was 10 till now. How big and crazy it is, and I like what he's doing with it.
Yeah.
I actually got to go to his the ceremony and the party for his 500th Make-A-Wish.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Oh, I do see him as someone who is so in love with their career and what they're able to do with it and give back that they don't want to worry about also being a good dad.
Right.
Like, that sucking time away from all the cool things they've built. Like, I see that about him.
I don't know.
You think we're being fooled that they're ready to have kids?
Well, no, I don't. He's clearly, not ready. Not not ready. He doesn't want to have kids, but he also didn't want to get married.
That's true.
Well, he had been married before that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But also, like, on the kids front now, also, he's 40 now. And by the time, like
You never know. Randy Orton has a kid. He's like 30,
Yeah.
reaching 40.
sure.
Because eventually he's going to be one of those, he's kind of getting to that point where he's not going to be in the ring as often. Obviously, that doesn't seem like it's going to happen anytime now.
Sure.
But, he might do, 1 or 2 or whatever. So it just seems like, maybe if that slows down. But I don't know. I think Nikki in her subconscious heart of hearts thinks it's eventually going to happen. And I think so too. So.
If she hasn't tried to
The okie doke?
she pulled the goalie or whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
you can't do the okie doke on John. He seems
Oh
like
yeah,
he seems like he's
would not
very.
be having that. It's
like-
probably in her contract she signed.
Oh
like,
yeah.
everything is null and void.
He probably had a vasectomy when he was like 26.
Ooh, I wonder if he told her.
Well, I'm sure he told her. I mean,
I don't
It's
know.
reversible though.
There is.
Just to wrap up what happened tonight, big fun, crazy Bulgarian wedding. So the whole gang, so the ladies are locked up in one room for the wedding, and the gentlemen have to come down the street and bang down the door and offer money for the bride, which I've seen at an Indian wedding.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was very cool to see like almost the exact same thing
Yeah.
at a Bulgarian wedding.
Ooh, I want a wedding where they give me money.
all these traditions
Yeah.
seem like so fun.
Yeah, I think
and
Italians
Yeah.
too. They pin the money on the
Yeah,
dresses.
the money
Yeah.
dance. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nice.
seen that for sure.
Yeah, I like the traditional.
I
stuff.
did like, I don't know if there's a scene this scene before, but real quick, I did like how Natty was talking to Lana about everything. She kind of, like, Natty, I feel like she should be like a life coach.
I think she is a life coach
Yeah.
for a lot of
Sure.
the
Oh
girls.
yeah.
Like, as her extra, as a, not only a W superstar, but like something on the side too.
Okay.
She should totally do that.
Another job.
Yeah.
Hopefully her sister will listen to her because she clearly doesn't do that. But-
Oh Lord, I know.
Yeah.
Natty is like
The Hart family, come on.
Any thoughts on the wedding? I thought it was beautiful. I was like a little like, oh, like when she went into the church, I was like, this is really beautiful and special.
I loved it, but definitely reminds me of somebody's always likes controlling stuff, and it's just like you always have to take a step back. It's like you can't control everything; you just have to go with the flow. And I'm glad she came to that moment. So
Looked like she had a good time too.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful
Yeah.
wedding. Yeah. Any crazy dancing like that at your wedding, Bill?
Oh, we had some dancing.
No one in traditional Bulgarian costumes, I guess.
Sadly, no.
50-year anniversary.
We
10-year
are
anniversary.
sadly running out of time. Is there, do we have that picture? Can we show that?
Yeah.
Are we all set? Hello.
you
Perfect.
go.
Yay! So if anybody's watching on YouTube, you guys can see this, or you guys can actually head to the WWE NXT Twitter account if you're only listening. A picture of our own Christy St. Cloud, formerly known as Christy Olsen from here at AfterBuzz, tonight on the WWE Network. Doing some interviews.
Yay.
Awesome. So happy for her.
Oh man, how exciting! Like she's there, she's did it. She looked great, and the way she does the interviews gives me the same feel of the way she did it here. So
Aw.
I feel like she hasn't changed.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So nice.
it's great.
She was ready. She's ready for this gig. Perfect job for her.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We'll be back next week with your next episode of the Total Divas After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. Bill, where can they find you online this week?
You can find me on Twitter at Sunday Motel, and you can check out all of our stuff at uprocks.com, with spandex.com, uprocks.com/sports. I'll have my Total Divas thoughts up tomorrow.
And you can find me on everything at TK Trindad.
And if you guys haven't seen, we had Darren Young today on X-Pac 12360. Amazing interview. He opened up to us, and honestly, like the things he said, I just was very pretty much loved his interview and just very touched by it. Also, don't forget to watch Lillian Garcia's Making Their Way to the Ring. She had Natty on last week, so it'd be a good show. And you guys could find me on Anissa Barr with 3 R's at all social media.
And if you guys are reality show fans, our Ashley Daniels here at AfterBuzz has just joined Lillian Garcia's show, so you can check her out there. And you guys can chat with me this week online. I am, all my social media handles are Megan Stecher, and we'll see you guys next week. Have a good one. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.